Also on the front page, on the top right-hand side, there's a story about the salmon battle. The battle between different aspects of the Labor Party, the bits that Joe agrees with and the bits he doesn't agree with, over the salmon fishing. And the salmon fishing industry on the west coast of Tasmania is enormous. This story says Anthony Albanese has floated a radical solution to the Tasmanian salmon standoff, granting fish farms in Macquarie Harbour as national interest exemptions from federal environmental laws. The federal environmental laws that could interfere are those being proposed by Tanya Plibersek, which would say there is a fish called the Magean skate, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the Magean skate might actually become extinct because so much of the oxygen is being taken out of the water by these huge fish farms. And if 5,000 people lose their jobs, well, as long as the little skate survives, that's perfectly all right, according to Tanya Plibersek.
And lose out on millions, hundreds of millions of dollars that salmon brings into the Tasmanian economy on top of that. What I can't get about this, Joe, is this has already been hanging over the salmon industry in Tasmanian's head for 12 months.
Yeah,
They've been
maybe even longer, I think.
waiting to find out what the heck is happening. And now the Albanese government has turned around and said, oh, we're just going to wait till after the election to make a call. So you've already lost those votes, because then you've got Dutton, who's come out and said, you guys are safe with us. Yeah. Even if they do pass something that will trash the industry in Tasmania, we will get rid of it. We will repeal it. So if you're in the salmon industry in Tasmania, you're already voting Liberal. Why is he now just further confusing it, being like, oh, new idea, 2 seconds to midnight? And again, everybody knows, because they've already said so, they're actually not going to make a call before Tasmanians go to the polls.
Well, I suppose they're trying to. What they're so you're absolutely right. This is a ridiculous thing, and the Magean skate is this weird sort of ray fish.
It's very ugly.
Only lives. It's very ugly. Apparently, it's related to the dinosaurs, which I thought the birds were. It only lives in Macquarie Harbour, which is where all the salmon farms are. And so, of course, all the inner city environmentalists on the mainland want to, we have to save this thing, it's on the verge of extinction. There are 3 marginal seats plus another, the seat of Franklin, which I think is the seat of the actual Agriculture and Fisheries Minister, in a nice little twist. And she is all over that joint. She is just she's on the red eye every night back and forth from Tasmania. And half the cabinet's been down there as well. They will definitely intervene to stop this ban or suspension or pause on salmon farming going ahead. I guarantee they will absolutely do that. The question is how they do it. So the Environment Minister, Tanya Plibersek, has the power in her hands to say, right, boink, nah, you can't do the salmon farming anymore.
Do it already.
You can't do it. No, he wants to stop her from doing that. He wants to stop her from pausing or blocking the salmon
already.
That is exactly what he's doing.
Prime Minister.
That's why
he's the Prime Minister. If he's got any leadership, he pulls his ministers into line.
That's right, and that's what he's doing. That is what he's doing.
He calls her into his office, says, I'm the Prime Minister, do what I tell you.
You'd be surprised in the Westminster system of government, that's not as easy as it looks. That's slightly more Eastern Europe and South America in his approach. No, he has developed a mechanism by which he can protect this harbour, this industry, from anything Tanya Plibersek does.
So commit to doing it and do it already.
That's what he's done.
OK, Joe, do tomorrow's newspapers tell us it's going to work for him? Do tomorrow's newspapers tell us it's likely to work for
him? Well, no, this is what he's saying. He's saying no matter if Tanya Plibersek does decide to do this, I can carve out a national interest exemption.
I was being subtle at that point about tomorrow's newspaper.
But tomorrow's newspapers say nothing about this whatsoever. Tomorrow's newspaper, in fact, and this is one of the greatest things I just love about the news industry, and especially my beloved Daily Telegraph. So let's go and look at that first of all. No, it's not the fact that Sam Armitage is single again, but that's lovely to know as well. But it is the fact that James Campbell has an exclusive yarn. PM's hometown will decide the election. New poll, backyard blitz. 5 Labor seats in New South Wales are poised to swing to the coalition, and Peter Dutton at next year's federal election. Exclusive new polling shows setting up a fierce battle in Anthony Albanese's own backyard. Love it. Great yarn. You know, cracking reporter, cracking research. Cos Samaras and Redbridge again, who the PM says, I don't think they like me very much, because all their polling seems to be a bit negative on poor old Albo.
Or just accurate.
Then I was interested to see in the Herald Sun, the other great News Corp masthead, the exact same yarn by the exact same reporter, James Campbell. But this time it's Battleground Victoria. Exclusive shock poll reveals coalition on course to pick up at least one Labor seat in our state, with 4 more in balance amid anger over cost of living crisis. James Campbell and Georgie Kybel as well. Shock new polling shows the coalition is likely to pick up 1 seat in Victoria, with another 4 Labor-held electorates now in the balance as our state emerges as the key battleground in next year's federal election.
Which is
That is news reportage at its finest. Talk about the local angle, the exact same data, the exact same story, and New South Wales and Victoria have both gone, no, it's our state that's better. I can fortunately settle this. The Daily Telegraph is always right.
Of course, that was too predictable. Just quickly before we go to another break, the NT News has a cracker. Tracy, you bitch, symbol of defiance. It became one of the defining images of the destruction wrought by Cyclone Tracy. Now 50 years on, a Darwin local's crumpled Holden Tirana has been recreated for the reopening of the Northern Territory's Museum and Art Gallery Cyclone Tracy exhibition. And if you want to know more about that, we did a doco just last week on it, which you can still watch online.